Thank you very much, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you. Alright, I think everything has been said already. So I'll just briefly say a few things, draw from the things that we've seen already, right? I want us to walk through human rights advocacy. You saw here how that man will only thief and say he won't go catch for somebody. They end up killing the guy, have you? Because sometimes, if we say help won't go help people, we advocate for human rights. Now, I think that I'll walk you through something first. We should understand where to start when we talk about human rights and advocacy. We understand what it is, and then what do we do? How do we safely intervene? Because not be to go enter something. You dey sure first say that thing dey wrong. You wey dey go enter am. You dey sure say that thing wey dey do that person dey wrong, because if he catch you na just say you accuse person for something wey you no do. Defamation dey, right? If you go claim say person rape somebody, you no really get the details of wetin happen. You are in soup yourself, right? So let's talk about these few things. I have already given. I think I gave the admin the 20. Somebody asked a question here. Somebody asked, how do we know? What rights to fight for when we do not know the fundamental human rights? Right? So when we do not even know the fundamental human rights, it's something you can Google. There are about 30 fundamental human rights. So just quickly, you can Google that. But if you cannot, I already put that. I think we have the advocacy group, WhatsApp group. I have that on that group. So I'll just not go through that anymore. First, I'll mention that if we must go every morning, your brother wake up, you see your mama, they call am goat. The mama they call am goat, they abuse am every morning when you wake up. You dey see say that small, that your brother don dey act like say you no too well again. You know they act like say no too well again. Because every time when you wake up for morning, na goat dem dey call am. So we may not realize that some of the things that we experience in our homes are abuse, right? Now, to just give you an idea, to violate someone's human rights, or let's say the word violence as defined by the WHO, World Health Organization, simply says that thing, anything that you do that will cause physical harm or mental damage to a person. So if you be say you know wound am, you know hit am, you know wound physically wey dey see, but somehow that thing wey you do am affect am somehow. So these things happen in our homes. So I'm asking that we look out for some of these things in our homes and curb them from there. And then advocacy. How do we advocate? How do we safely advocate? We have a lawyer speak to us here. There are cases, right, that you do not need to get involved. There are cases where you need to speak up. You see somebody being abusive, and just say, man, please, that thing you're doing is not right. You are affecting the person negatively. The person's life will be shaped by the things you say to them, right? By the things you do to them constantly, their lives will be shaped by those things. So you can do that. That's speaking up for somebody, right? But there are cases, like I think we saw here, one of those dramas, one of those plays we put out here. Somebody was trying to get involved. Okay, yes, the guy who was the thief, the person they called the thief, somebody was trying to save him, right? In the play we watch here, somebody was trying to save him, and they hit the woman. A man when they try to save the thief in the catch here. They hit her. So there are cases where this thing is getting physical. You're seeing a mob. It is not time to go and be brave. That is the time to call the police. If you see a situation like that, call the police. Or call other people to get involved. If you have the town chief's number, somebody that you know can call these people to order, call that person. Don't get involved. There are safe ways to get involved in these things. I'll leave it at this and do this poem as I leave. As my eyes shut open, I beheld, yes, like a dream, me where I passed out, me with no one else but me in the same white silk 90 which strode with me here where I passed out when Abu said good night. Now no longer white but painted blood red and cream mucus and without its back up on me. Strenuously rising, I felt pain on my every vital woman organ. Next, I spotted on the floor my 90s backup soaked like Babalawo's handkerchief with blood. I darted out, yelling, "Mama, Mama, I have been sacrificed." Then I was stopped halfway. I looked up expectantly and spotted the civic communal's face as she said the words. "It was I and Alhaji, my daughter, not your enemies. Alhaji took what was his, and I took his money. Tomorrow you head off to his place, like a commodity, like a property." Dazed as awards registered, I thought, Aisha 13, Zainab 12, Maria 13. Was I also now sacrificed and sold out like I swore I wouldn't? I thought of my vows to Abu, and of everything I will now never become. Then I staggered. Like one possessed, I staggered into Papa's chambers, picked up his poison knife, thrust it through her novel and mine, swearing, "May that tomorrow never come for you, nor I." Thank you.
Please put your hands together for him. Put your hands together for him.